Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Data Toolkit. So in today's session we will see top Informatica interview questions part 3. So part 1 and part 2 we already covered. So let's discuss more about the interview question. So this is the interview question. Explain the project flow. This is the most common interview question. So guys, I have written this script here for you. So this is just the demo introduction script, and you can add your script by using your experience. So let me read this script for you. So you can explain like this. I have an experience in two domains, that is the healthcare and pharma. I am currently working on pharma domain project, and this project deals with capturing the sales data to get better insights of the market demand and optimize the distribution channel to provide better service to the customer. We receive the different types of data like buying groups, sales data, product data, invoice data, buying groups, contracts, etc. So as per the business rule, we applied the different transformation and load the data into the data warehouse. In this project, I was involved in developing shell script for the file validation, implementing the mapping to load the data from landing area to staging area using the indirect file load. Then I have also implementing SCD type 1 and SCD type 2. I have used almost all the transformation. So whatever transformation you knows or you have worked, you can mention all the transformation name here. Then you can say preparing the unit test cases and its documentation along with other document required in the project. If they ask you the flow project, then you can say we receive the data in the landing area in .csv format, then we perform the file validation on the received file through the shell script. If the data was valid, then it was moved to the inbound folder, else a mail was triggered to the client regarding file validation error. The data from the inbound folder was loaded into the staging area after performing data cleansing and validation. So this data is always truncate and load. Next step involve loading the data in data warehouse. We main SD type on dimension tables. Fact table is generated by staging table and key are generated using unconnected lookup from dimension table. Now the data from data warehouse is loaded into the mart area. So next question. How do you implement incremental loading to staging table and how many ways are there? So guys, always remember there are 3 ways we can increment the load into the staging table, like last updated timestamp, change data capture and flag or status columns. So last updated timestamp we can do track and filter new modify record since the last load using timestamp. In CDC, we can capture only the changes like insert update from the source system. Flag columns filter the record based on the status or flag column indicating the changes. So next question. Why are we use master outer join for less number of records? We use the master outer join with smaller data set because it helps the system work faster and use less memory, because during execution the master source is cached into the memory for joining purpose. That's why we are using master outer join for less number of records. So move to the next question. Can we edit or delete the default group of router transformation? So answer is no, we cannot edit or delete default group in router transformation because it is automatically created by Informatica. Because essentially for handling the records that do not meet any specified condition in other output groups. So move to the next question. Difference between connected and unconnected lookup. So this is most common interview question. In connected lookup, whenever it is connected to the any another transformation, that is called connected lookup. Unconnected lookup, it is just a part of our mapping. It is not connected to any other transformation, that is called unconnected lookup. So in connected lookup, we can configure to use the dynamic cache. In unconnected lookup, we cannot configure to use the dynamic cache. In connected lookup, we can use both the static and dynamic cache, but in unconnected, we can use static cache. Connected lookup return multiple output ports and unconnected lookup return a single output port. Move to the next question. Why lookup is performed left outer join if there is no record in my source, then data will be loaded or not? The answer is lookup uses left outer join to get all the records from the source even they don't match any records in the lookup table. So this way all the source data is proceed. However, if the source has no records, then no data will be loaded because there is nothing to look up or send to the target. Next question is, what is the staging area? Why do we need this staging area and why it is truncate and load data? So answer is, staging area is a temporary storage space used in the data warehouse to hold the data before it is proceeded and move into the main data warehouse. We truncate and load data into the staging table to start fresh each time. So truncating means we delete all the old data so there are no duplicates or mistakes from previous loads. So this method is simple and work well for handling the large amount of data because it ensures we only have the most recent or new or updated data in the staging area. So next question is, explain with the example why router transformation is active transformation. So this is also most common interview question. So answer is, router transformation is active because it changes how many rows of data come out compared to what goes in. For example, imagine you have a list of fruits with their prices. You can use the router transformation to separate the fruits based on the price. For example, there is group 1 and group 2. So cost of the group 1 is more than $5 and cost of the group 2 is less than 5 or less than 5. So if your original list has 10 fruits but only 4 of them cost more than $5, the router will send 4 fruits to group 1 and 6 fruits to the group 2. So you need end up with the different numbers of fruit in each group. This ability to change number of rows make the router transformation is active transformation. So move to the next question. What is the static and dynamic cache? Static cache, data is loaded into the cache only once and it does not change during the session. But in dynamic cache, data can be added or updated in the cache during the session. So static cache is best for the lookup where the lookup table doesn't change. In dynamic, the base scenario is where the lookup table may change or new record need to be added. So in static cache, generally it is faster since it doesn't change, but dynamic cache is slow because of updating the cache every time. Static cache is more stable as the cache size remain constant, but dynamic cache size can vary as new data is added which may affect the performance. So move to the next question. Difference between filter and source transformation. So in the filter transformation, filtered row based on the specified condition. Source transformation define how data is read from the source. Filter transformation only pass the row that meet the filter criteria and source retrieve the data from source database or file. So filter transformation is active transformation because it can change the number of rows, but source transformation is simply read the data. Next question is, what are the types of transformation? So there are two types of transformation, active transformations and passive transformation. So active transformation means it can change number of rows passing through the transformation, and passive do not change the number of rows. Means active transformation, if there are 4 records in my source and only 3 records are loaded into my target if I give any condition, so that is the active transformation. But in passive transformation, suppose if there are four records in my source and four records are loaded into my target, there is no change, then it is called passive transformation. Next question is, what is the bad file? So guys, bad file is nothing but file which contain the data rejected by the writer or target. Then what is parameter file? So parameter file are the special file used in IICS to store setting and value that can be used in your tasks and workflow, which we can easily change the things like database name, file path or other option without changing the actual code. So if you want more details guys, you can see on my channel. I have already shared the parameter file video. 37 is the chapter name. You can search parameter. Okay. Then next question, why union transformation is active transformation? The union transformation is considered active because it can change the number of output rows based on the input data. It combines multiple input data source into the single output stream, which may result into the different number of rows than the original input. For example, there are two sources. In my first source, there are 5 records, and in my second source, there are 3 records. And if we combine these two sources in union transformation, then it would be 8 records. So that's why it is the union transformation and it is active transformation. So guys, if you found this video is helpful, please subscribe to our channel for the great content. And if you like this video, please show your support and like this video. Comment if you have any doubt, any queries, or if you need anything more in the videos, please let me know. Thanks for watching my video. Keep learning and keep growing. Thank you.